In this video, I'll be showing you how to manipulate your model in the WebGL HTML viewer. To begin, there is a Help tab here that can show you the controls. The general controls would be a left click and a drag to rotate around the model, and a middle click to pan. If you do not have a middle click on your mouse, I would suggest doing shift and left click, and it sort of works like pan. You can use the arrows on your keyboard to also shift around, manipulate the model, and the minus and plus sign to zoom in and out. For a quick zoom in, you can shift and double click. If you notice in the help menu, there's also walking controls. Before you select the walking mode here, there must be a general surface to walk on. So if there's nothing here, I would recommend going to the settings and then under render, enable the ground plane. Here you can change the size of the ground plane, the color, and then to walk on, just press the walking mode. Now, when you move your mouse, it will manipulate the angle of the camera. You have the option of changing the speed, the sensitivity, and the avatar height by pressing escape and then manipulating this with your mouse. To walk, just use the arrows. If you would like to see some views of the building, there is the default view over here, and then the more standard views here, such as the top or side elevations. If there are some elements you'd like to hide, you may have noticed these hierarchies over here. These are vision settings that were set by the Cadwork modeler. So in this instance, the floors were set as a hierarchy. So you have the option of removing all of the roof and all of the second floor, for example, or you have the option of opening the roof and then removing just the roofing material, or the tongue and groove, or all the roof panels. It's up to you. And depending on how many hierarchies the modeler set, you have the option of delving into this even more by just removing the fascia, for example, or the soffits here. There's up to 6 hierarchies that can be placed. The hierarchy cannot be changed in the WebGL viewer, so if something absolutely needs to be changed, you must contact the person who drew the Cadwork file. If you want to remove the hierarchies, you can press the model structure here. Now for a measurement, you can press the measurement tab here. You have the option of changing it from imperial to metric. The rotation lock will prevent the model from being rotated with any type of click, and if it's turned off, you can still manipulate the model like that. The snaps here, the square would be for the endpoint or corner of an object. The triangle would be the midpoint. So we have the option of selecting a midpoint here. And then the X would be closest. I would not necessarily recommend X because there could be many items drawn on top of each other and it could be confusing. So typically these two would be the best. To record a measurement, left click for your first click, and you'll see the red line as like a preview of your second click, and then you just left click again. And now this tells me a distance of 109 inches and 1/4. If it is not a straight line, for example from here to there, you will see the distance of the line, the distance that it travels in the X direction. The difference it travels in the Y direction, which for us it is this thickness here. and also the distance that it travels in the Z direction, which is from here along this way. And then to remove all your dimensions, press remove marks. Now, if you want to add a terrain, perhaps the real life location, you just press the add terrain, and then here you can type in the address. You can, of course, write the address here, or you can just grab the green square and move it to where you'd like, and the red square would be your building on that plot of land, and then just write add terrain. If your building is not exactly where you want it to be, you can press the position tab, and then the blue plane will allow you to move it in that direction, the red in this direction, and then the green in that direction. And the green center pillar allows you to rotate the house while not rotating the terrain. Now, if you want a nice background, you go to the background and you can add a color. For example, this color is selected in the settings, so you can say light blue, or you can have a sky texture, or you can have day and night, where in the settings, once again, the time of day can be selected. If you have the day and night on, and then you go to the lighting tab, there are many options, and if you have the certain settings you want, and depending on how fast you set the time, once you press start, it'll show you the sun spending the entire day. It'll show you the sun going around for the whole day. If you would like to change the vision settings of the model, click the view options. Here, if you do not want to see textures and you just want to see general colors, you can uncheck the textures box. And then if you want to see wireframe, just select wireframe. Also, if you want to have no like hard lines showing, just press the outlines tab and you'll see how it softens everything like that. If you would like to take a section out of the building, select the clipping plane here. The clipping plane will automatically make a cut through your building. You have the option of showing the plane or not, highlighting the cuts with red or not, tilting the cut line if you need to, or rotating it. If you'd like to move the cut in a certain direction, just right move and just, select a certain amount of meters and then move. If you do not want the section in that plane, you have the option of selecting the same plane but opposite, or a different plane. In version 27, we have now added the construction progress. So depending on the assembly number on the 3D model, you can have a construction progress here, where the speed is also adjustable. And you can fast forward slowly or to the end.